What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my garage. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like in the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, I maybe got a little too excited about the new engine that we had built up, so much so that I completely forgot to fill it with oil and also coolant. And well, you guys saw what happened. Something else that this one is missing. What the heck was that? If we have a look underneath our hood now, you guys will see we have a big gash in the side of our 1.8 liter block that was brand new once upon a time, believe it or not. And it looks like our oil filter is also dusted on the other side. There is just a loose piston chilling in the engine. Yeah, we did shoot through the side of the block, right through that big gash. So not ideal. Definitely not ideal, but our only task for today is going to be rebuilding that engine, slapping it back in the four-door lad, and then we'll hopefully remember to fill the engine with oil this time, and also coolant, and then we'll be able to have some sick rips in this thing. The only thing that I just thought about now is how do we get the vehicle from here back to the garage? There's no, like, tow ropes or anything, I don't think. Even though there's a massive hole in the block, could we at least turn the thing over and just, like, limp it back to the garage? I don't see that happening. Okay, are we in neutral, though? Let's just make sure. We are in neutral. Let's hop out, then. Or wait. We need to turn the wheel. And now if we hop out, will the wheel stay turned? It will. Good. So since we're in neutral, we can just push the thing. It's not really turning that well, though. Now that we've got it pushed around straight, we're going to hop back in, sit back down, straighten out that wheel. Also cut the ignition, make sure there's no power or anything on. We definitely don't want to drain the battery right now. Try to push it over a little bit more. It's about the only way I can figure out how to turn the vehicle is just going up to the front on like either side, either fender, and just pushing it in like so. It works. It's going to be slow going, but you know what? Oh, wow. How did I not even notice that, dude? There we go. Yeah, see, now we're cooking. Okay, maybe a little too fast. Maybe a little too fast. Don't need to go Mach 5 here. All right, and then we'll hop back in this time, turning the wheel and then hopping out. It should actually, that's beautiful, dude. That is beautiful. Perfect. Okay, yeah, we just need to get it lined up, get it pulled up onto the hoist again. That's probably going to be the most challenging part of this, I would think. I stand corrected. That was actually not that bad. And it seems to be pretty well lined up anyways. All we have left to do is just get it scooted up ever so slightly so we can at least get the hoist arms underneath. And actually now it needs to go back just slightly. This thing's just sliding around, dude. There's something wrong with it. Something other than a blown engine. Like, if we take a look at the back here, we don't have lowering springs or lowered suspension, anything of the sort, and yet our tires are clipping through the rear fender liners, I guess. Quarter liners, whatever you want to call that. So that's a little concerning, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. All we really need to worry about is getting this engine up and running once again. Let's head around to the front. We'll do a quick shake test. Just make sure that thing is not going anywhere. Seems good to me. Now we can grab our wrench, and we need to disconnect the wiring, the coolant hoses, and then also the fuel line on the other side of the engine. And then once we have that done, we should just be able to pull this thing straight out. We'll also have to disconnect the transmission as well, I guess. But then we can get it mated up to the engine stand and start wrenching on the thing. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Though that one bolt is always so hard for me to reach. Now on the backside of lay starter and lay alternator, that guy, oh, that's already unscrewed. Convenient. All right, now that we've got all of that disconnected, since we're the strongest man on the face of the earth, we can just pick this whole thing up and bring it straight on over to our engine stand. Make sure we actually have that fastened. Perfect. Okay. Now we can start dissecting this engine to figure out what all actually needs to be replaced. Just from the outside, I can already tell you that our bottom end timing is way off. You can see we have a timing mark right over here on, well, you can't really see it, right on the side of the block there. Then we also have a timing mark on the crankshaft pulley. those need to be lined up perfectly, and obviously they're not right now. Even, I mean, we can just peek through the crack in the block and see that the crankshaft is just completely mangled. Most of our pistons seem like they're going to need replaced. This one here in the middle is actually not too bad. But this is the fun part now. We get to deconstruct everything we built previously and then rebuild it all again. I think this goes without saying, but I did do a couple of jobs off camera just so we could get a little bit more money. Hopefully, we'll have every single dollar that we need to be able to rebuild this thing. I don't actually know why I put the wrench away, because we're going to need that, like, right now. After our initial inspection, we obviously knew that the block was bad. We knew that we had a couple of bad pistons, a bad oil filter, and the crankshaft was also pretty dusted. What I didn't know is that we need a new head as well. So with the head and a block, those are very expensive, especially because the block's the 1.8. We do have a replacement 1.5 over here, but that's boring. That's lame. That's not what we're doing here whatsoever. So whole parts list: head, block, oil filter, 3 pistons, and lastly, a new crankshaft. Apart from that, I mean, it should be fairly easy to get it all assembled and everything. So let's head into the store. I'm not gonna go next door because we'd have to carry a box. I guess we could commandeer a customer vehicle. We have the parts list. Let's just do that. Today's customer vehicle we'll be commandeering is a rust repair and respray job. Let's see if they actually show. They did show. Oh, dude, and 1,500 bucks for completing this thing for them. Honestly, that might be worth doing. I don't really think it is. Let's at least check it out. Oops, sorry, wrench. Didn't mean to drop you on the ground like that. Mr. Excuse me? Maybe it's pronounced cow. Maybe this is XQC's car, dude. Mr. Cow? That would be pretty dope, huh? Yeah, rust is not that bad. It's pretty bad over here, I guess. I didn't really see that yet. And then the trunk is awful. We'll see. We'll see if we're going to repair it. For right now, we're just simply using this vehicle so we have a way to get to the store. That way, we can get our parts a little cheaper. There's suddenly a 500cc engine option for the Lad, which just gives us pistons. Not sure what that's about. Maybe a future update or something. Perhaps a motorcycle with a 500cc engine. You never know. What we do know is we only have $1,400, and we have to get the 1.8 liter block right here for 680 bones. Next up, we just have to find a new cylinder head. There's no, like, different cylinder head for the 1.8, as I mentioned previously. 250 bones for that guy. We're then gonna need a new oil filter, 11 bones, and then 3 new pistons for $42 each. I believe that is it, right? Let me check our notes quick. Oh, crankshaft. Yeah, that would have been an oopsie. Just 91 bones for that. So that leaves us with $306 now to our name, which I think is about the same that we had in the previous episode, or at the end of the previous episode, you know, after the big explosion deal. So we're gonna get the customer's vehicle. Did that just connect? It's fine. It connected to the crankshaft. That's cool. We're going to get the customer vehicle loaded up with all these new parts, not for their vehicle, but for our own. And then we'll drive back over to the garage, get it all pieced back together. The Lad Coupe is probably the worst option for a parts runner vehicle that we could have commandeered from a customer. First of all, it's a 2-door, not ideal for loading parts. Second of all, I lost everything inside of the rear seat here. It's just a little too deep, I guess. But still not 100% sure if we're actually going to help Mr. Cow with his rust repair for right now, what we need to do is grab our wrench once again. We've got to get the original, now completely torched, inline 4, 1.8 liter into the bin. Perfect. Now we've got our new one. We're going to get that mounted up. And then also, we should probably throw out all of the other old things as well. Not that we're going to get confused, you know, when we're trying to piece the stuff back together. Obviously, this is all very well dusted. But I'm always curious to see just how much money we can get for even broken things. So, cylinder head, $12. And that was, like, especially loud for some reason. But I think that's all the broken stuff. Oh, no, never mind. We've got 3 pistons yet. Where's the third broken piston at? I remember throwing away the 4th one, the one that we actually, like, put through the block. Oh, wait. We had 4. 1 was good. We threw away the 4th one. So, yeah, we did already throw it away. Answered my own question. That's fantastic. We're going to get rid of all those. And last but not least, the old... Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. The old oil filter. Also going in the bin. Next up, we're going to grab the one remaining good piston from the original engine and just get that slid into position right there. We can then tighten down all of these bolts on the back side, or on the rod caps, I guess. There we are. Pick the thing up, toss it in the block, and next all we have to do is secure all 6 of the crank bolts. The crankshaft is in, new pistons are in. Let's grab the oil filter next, since we have to drop the wrench to do that. Oh, wait. Is it on? It's on this side now, because we're upside down. And then we'll get the oil pan put on next, I would think. Pick up the wrench again. Grab our pan. This has quite a few more bolts than everything else that we put on. But gotta have a tight seal for when smart people actually fill their engines with oil. You guys, I'm still beating myself up about that. I was already sort of having... a rough go at things, and that was just the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. There we go. Okay, that is fully secured. Let's go ahead and rotate this beast on over. Right till about there. Looks pretty good to me. Next, we can grab our head gasket, get that put up there, grab our new head, which is down here. Again, same head as the 1.5. There's no difference here. And I have learned from previous engine builds now that we actually have to install the timing chain before we install the camshaft. So we'll get both of those put in there, fasten down the camshaft, then we can move on to the valve cover. I really wish we could paint things like the valve cover or the clutch pressure plate, you know, small stuff like that. Even the block, if we could just spray the block black, that would be fantastic. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do before we scrapped the old block is take out the probably still good spark plugs. Thankfully, the ones that we accidentally installed into our trolley previously are somehow freed up, and maybe we can just use those. Hang on. This one looks fouled, maybe. The filament bit at the bottom, like the white parts, or what's supposed to be white, is definitely gray. So let's just get some new spark plugs just to play it safe. And then what was I talking about before I noticed the missing spark plugs? Oh, paint. Yeah, I think it would be really cool if we could paint just some smaller things. But I know we can chrome things. If we wanted to, you know, put some chrome onto something, we can take whatever we want over to the store and just leave it there on the little pallet, and they'll actually chrome it for us. For a fee, I believe. We haven't done anything with that as of yet, but maybe one day we'll actually need something chromed up. For right now, I think we're big chillin'. With all 4 of the new spark plugs installed to the engine and tightened down, I think let's just finish this side of the engine before we move on to the opposite side. So we've got the distributor going in, ignition coil, just 1 and 2 bolts on that. And then fuel should also go on this side right there. Once again, just 2 bolts. 1 there, 1 there. All right, that's looking good. Oh, I forgot to do the clutch and flywheel stuff. Not a huge deal. We can just do that after everything else is finished up. So now let's work on the front, I think. We'll do the water pump. 1 there, 1 there. Next after that, actually starter perhaps. That's going to go on the back side. Got to crouch down to get that bottom bolt. And then after that guy, let's do crankshaft pulley. Make sure that that line is properly lined up Looks pretty good if you ask me. And then alternator. Somehow I was able to remove the alternator with the accessory belt still attached to it, and that kind of worked out in our favor. That's just one less step that we have to do now. Because, you know, you'd have to drop your wrench to actually pick up the belt and yada, yada, yada. Okay, we are looking super, super good now. Let's maybe get the Toogii or the exhaust stuff first. Only lets you pick it up, like, from the downpipe for whatever reason. You can't actually lift the thing if it's all assembled from anywhere else. That is all good to go. We didn't loosen anything else on that, so next is going to be the intake for the Toogii. Very specific, this one. And then just 4 more bolts on the intake manifold. Dude, we're back together. That actually didn't take too long at all. Oh, well, clutch stuff still, so let's pop that off. And then just sort of drop it on the ground. We'll be gentle-ish about it. First up, we have the flywheel. That's going to go right there. Kind of put it down in the worst possible spot because it's right in front of the engine stand. But we've got that. We'll get, not you, not yet, clutch disc. That's going to go right there. No bolts required. And then the, come on, buddy. Lastly, the pressure plates. And that is all she wrote, you guys. So now we get to try to throw this thing back in. And I haven't forgot what we need to do. Put engine oil in the engine and also coolant. But for now, let's pop this thing down in there. Then we'll fasten down both of the engine mount bolts. Oh, major frame droppage, dude. Seems like when you install an engine into a vehicle, it really has to think, and I'm assuming it's to update this page. It's like got to figure out what engine you just put in, or who knows. But major frame lag whenever you're doing that. So we'll get the transmission bolts all tightened down. We did have to remove the exhaust from this as well, so we'll have to throw that in here in just a few more minutes. Okay, we're looking good. We've got everything from the engine bay over here. So let's try to grab that exhaust now, just so we can get that sorted and out of the way. Toss that underneath. And then just 2 bolts there. Make sure we've got the rest of the transmission still connected, looking good. Now, before I forget, I am going to pick up the cardboard box. We're going to head across the street to the gas station because, thankfully, they sell engine oil and also coolant. So we'll just leave the box up here on the counter. Come over here. I think we only need like 2, well, this would be 4 liters in total. And then just 1 4-liter jug of coolant. I'm almost positive that's enough. Where did our coolant go? Okay, just on the backside. We're fine, you guys. It's good. We're doing good. We're remembering our fluids. This time, we're going to have an engine that is going to run for forever. And nothing's going to stop us. Nothing's going to stand in our way. Except for, like, maybe when we crash. I am trying to do quick save more frequently. Speaking of which, we'll just quick save there. If something bad were to happen, we then have a save to come back to. And we don't have to start completely from scratch again. Before we can actually tackle the fluids, we do still have a few things that we need to get in place. Starting off with the electrical leads. We've got a ground over there. Connect it to the starter, connect it to the alternator. That one was loose from the get-go, so hopefully having that tightened down will help us out. Next up, the battery. We've got the power over there, ground over there, and then we can grab the fuel line. Get that shoved in there. Perfect. Just a single bolt on that side. And then last but certainly not least, it's going to be the upper and lower radiator hoses. I want to fill up the coolant, I think, first. So let's just grab that. And then we shouldn't even have to really lean over whatsoever. Perfect. We're already filling just from standing all the way back here. That should be good. We'll let her fill up. And now for the engine oil. I love how we do all of these fluids, just no funnel. No funnel whatsoever. Really living on the edge here. There we go. We'll empty this one in, empty the second one in, check the dipstick, make sure we're good to go. And then I'm going to turn it over. We are still missing, or I guess we do still have an issue with the driver's side front upper A-arm. So we're going to have to yoink that thing on out of there and replace it with something else, because that thing isn't going to get us very far whatsoever. Got the last 2-liter jug going in right now, and then we are ready to rock, you guys. This thing sounded so good initially. Hopefully, we'll be able to run it even longer now that we have all the fluids in place. Let's toss this cap back on the engine. There we go, right on top of the valve cover. Then I think we're good. Let's check the oil level before we actually fire on up. Perfect. Right at that second line. I believe we are good to go. We will have to put it back up in the air, though, I guess, to fix that upper A-arm. Dude, we're in business. We are in business. Let's sit down really quick. We'll keep tabs on our coolant level, or our coolant temperature, I'm sorry, and then also our fuel level. Seems pretty good to me. Spools up real quick. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, perfect. That's working flawlessly. Let's hop back out, hoist her on back up into the air, and then we can check out that upper A-arm. Should be pretty easy, and honestly, I think I'll just purchase it here from the store at the house, because I can't be bothered to take the customer vehicle again all the way back over to the store for one measly part. That just doesn't sound like fun whatsoever. So, good old wrenchy wrench. We've just got the 4 lugs here. There we be. And then upper A-arm is a little bit more involved than the others. We've got that one over there, that one over there. We've got to crouch down real low here to get that lower ball joint bolt. And we're out. All right, so that is quite literally upper control arm, front right. Here we go, upper control arm, front right, $41.40. That brings us down to $309 overall. Not, I mean, terrible, right? At least we have some money. We'll quickly toss the old one in the bin where it belongs. Lower this thing all the way back down to the ground. And now we can actually take it out for its official maiden voyage. I mean, the thing was already scooting before, so we know what to expect. But now we can actually drive the thing around, oh, good lord, for a little bit longer. Or so I hope anyways. We'll sit back down. There we be. Drop the e-brake. Okay, now we just have to be very, very... Quick save. Quick save. Hang on. I can't save while I'm driving. Let's put it back into neutral. And quick save. There we go. Just in case, you know, just in case something awful happens, we have a decent save to come back to. And let's also hit the lights. There we be. It do be nighttime after all. Dude, it sounds so good. It seriously sounds so good. See, this is why we saved. It might sound great, but that doesn't make me a better driver. You know, we could very easily still put this thing in the ditch. Let's go to the pavement, though, because this... Oh, like that? The dirt roads out there are a little slippery. We'll just gun it. 5th gear. It's our top gear. Keep it on the road. Dude, this is awesome. And into the guardrail. Go figure. All right, let's reset here. Unless we didn't actually hurt anything. Hang on. We're just gonna hang out here in the middle of the freaking road for a second. I just want to see. Oh no, we definitely dented things. I thought you were gonna straight. That was almost bad. There's not even a driver in this car. Dude, I actually didn't know that. I thought this whole time that there would be like people in the vehicles. But anyways, let's do a quick reset. And we're back. I just want to go for a nice casual drive. Maybe we turn on the radio. We'll see what's playing. See if we got any good stations. It's gonna be rather loud. I'll try to turn it down to the best of my abilities. Okay, we want to at least be able to hear it though. I think that's about as low as we can go. Wait, we have different stations? Apologies, you guys. I don't think we flipped through this yet. Seems like a classical type. Maybe not. Maybe that's not even the right genre. That was not copyright free. I don't know if we can actually, or royalty free. I don't know if we can actually listen to any of these. That was definitely a Sublime song. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the radio. I thought they were all royalty free, but that was 100% a Sublime song. So we'll just go for a cruise without music. We don't need it. We're gonna make the same lap that we did before, and actually, I might even grab my controller for this, just so we can really get the full effect of how the game is supposed to play. You know, driving around with keyboard and mouse is fine, but oh, nothing compares to actually having like throttle control. Brake control is another big thing, like what you would get with this controller. Dude, she just screams. I love this so much. I don't know if I prefer this or the V8, honestly. I like this more because of the noises. The V8 has, I would say, a better tone at idle, just because of the chop. But once you get under load, dude, this thing just whistling, I think it's fantastic. Okay, up here and to the left, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around right here, because usually we have just massive frame droppage around that corner anyways. There we go. And we can just head on back home. If any of you know if the radio's supposed to be copyright or royalty free, let me know. But I'm almost positive now after hearing that one song come on, even for just a split second, almost positive that it's not that way. We'll give her one last womp in third. Dude, just smacking redline. This thing sounds, feels, looks so good. I'm over the moon with it. I think we did a good thing here. So we do still have the V8 engine that we could swap into literally anything else. I think next episode we'll probably hop on Mr. Cow's car and get that repaired for him, or them, I guess. That way we'll have a little bit more money. Maybe we can find a new shell to then swap the V8 into. But tell you the truth, I do think that's probably where we're gonna wind things down at for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. I just noticed our water pump is now bad, so that's cool. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.